before a person dies physically, he begins to die gradually. You will not die at a time. Death take place since you were born. Maybe a person dies today, 2 years before the death happens, the physical body of that person is already dead. 2 to 3 years. If someone is sick and you are sitting close to this person and you begin to feel so much heat coming from his body, it tells you he's ready to go. If maybe a person is not feeling well and you visit this sick person, just look direct to his forehead. Look at that place, direct to that place. If that person is ready to go, he can't look at you, he will just take off his face. It tells you the person is ready to go. If a person is sick and you visit this sick person and the sick person tells you, you go home, he's trying to push you out, he's telling you the time is due. He or she might not know that what he or she is portraying, it shows that he's going to die. Some people too, because of their level of understanding the nature, when the time is due, they get to know that it is time for them to die. Like my dad told me that he will be disconnecting on Thursday and he gave me exact time. I didn't know my dad was powerful until he passed on.
Your friend is CK. Oh, CK, your friend is CK. My guest Zilla is seated. I'm CK. With all due respect, subscribe to Television CK for your exclusive interviews. Exclusively. We will talk to Lord Zilla. I'll be right back. Enya asase ani asase amanso twenda ho ehu so pani kwapi akraman ni panyenim asase ne de amanso twibia nda ho na da ho no tetrete so himpom bi enim eno de bebi a wonya bi ato a ene Nasco Properties de nika ewo Nasco Properties wato asase na wiaje ho nkrata ne bibia no ope wo mo mbesi ama wa jai omo qualified construction team adan bia ope bia ombe kukurasi wonum kinkren Nasco Properties for farmland asase yantama yade yekua ewo wini bani Cape Coast Quantimpone so simbrofo a eben Apam Junction Nasco Properties in Sasine Cheshiam biaye
Kaswa Winneba Road Dominase near the new Agbogloshi Onion Market. Kaswa Winneba Road Akrampa near Fete Kakraba. Kaswa Bojiasi Road Papase near Richmond School Complex. Pram Old Ningo near Ningo Secondary School. Tema Akosombo Road Shai Hills Osudoku. Frey 0240 221 212 0277 071 717 and 0302 864 956. Nasco Properties,
your realtor for life. I'm back. Zilla is seated already. Zilla, hope all is well.
All is well.
It's been a couple of months, right?
Yes.
Okay. You traveled?
Yes, I traveled and I'm very busy. I went to a sacred place to empower myself. You know, human beings, we are like a machine. It gets to a time your energies comes down, you know, it goes low, then you need to empower it. So I went to a sacred place to do some 1 or 2 things.
Okay, so you come and have the proper discussions. This is just the preliminaries. Of course, Zilla, today I heard about your third wife.
Yes.
She's in the state and she's coming.
Yes, she's coming, and she's very supportive, you know, to me when it comes to the spiritual aspect. And you know, let me give a brief about this. You know, this my wife. You know, I reincarnated with her. You know, she was the first person who came into the realms of, you know, matter. You know, and she was my queen. So spiritually, I was looking for her. You know, I once discussed about spiritual samplings and stuff. You remembered we discussed about it, yeah. So do my calculations and stuff, you know, meditations and stuff, and I got to find her, and I'm telling you, she's very supportive. You know, when I met her, I was able to know, yeah, there's something in life, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Yeah.
I just read online, and it's stated it's better for you to be a fourth wife to a good man than to be a first wife to a bad man.
It's true. You know, when I then meet my third wife, she knows, you know, I have 2 wives already before I met her, and she told me that, Master, you know, let me just put it in this way. We met purposely on a spiritual journey. You know, she was grieving for spirituality. She want to know more about spirituality, although she had the gift. So when we met, she was calling me master, and during the process, and for me, when I first met her, I knew she was my wife. Okay, because I had a vibration, and I knew spiritually she was my queen, and it's left with her to know who I was to her and who am I to her. So during the journey, she was in her meditative state. Boom, and she found me. Okay, and she said, Master, I don't care if I'm gonna be the 20th wife.
Wow. Then coming up, just in the next 8 months, will it be the 4th wife?
Well,
time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell, and I'm not intending to get to that stage yet, like 4th wife, 5th wife. Okay, but I don't know. But for me, finding your soulmate wouldn't let you even go to the 3rd or 4th or 5th. Okay.
I don't want to ask a couple of technical questions. This is personal, so let's end it here. Okay, Lord Zilla is a top spiritualist, and of course, he's a full force to reckon with when it comes to palmistry and the likes. I mean, we will talk about all of those stuffs when it matters most. But today, the discussion we are about to kickstart is basically death. From which perspective? Stick and stay. Make can form our tap saying about your mind. So our bruchina was saying Sika Bagana, so you should tap saying you're fast and reliable. Download the app or download the tap app now or fill out particulars at the S or you say ding or number a baby saw promo code near TVCK or United Kingdom. Now you see the promo code TVCK instantly win your £5 free and a pound so no a do Wagana and a European United Kingdom Honswa we use the promo code TVCK and one man so to me enya €5 unya €5 edigu ufutuum na fe ye kan egu so ye kan wa US and Canada and so no we use the promo code TVCK unya $10 Canada for America ka tremo mini anoma mo Montreal and Toronto enche bia September meto ahyem so ho na yedin komo foforo so ho so Zilla we are back. I mean, we've discussed something similar to what we are about to discuss, but we are taking it from a different perspective this time around. And before we proceed, what is death? Like, when we say someone is no more, some says the person is gone to his or her ancestors. From your point of view and the discussion we are about to have today, how will you tackle this particular question?
Well, first and foremost, I'll use this medium to say hi to everybody, most especially for those of you who support me spiritually, mentally, and physically. And I will also use this medium to say hi to my wives. They are very supportive when it comes to my journey. Okay, and my students around me. I have students around me who are very supportive, and as well as you, Lord Zilla. Yeah, you supported me so much. I'm telling you, because you promote my advocates. Okay, for the world to know that there are people who are more, spiritual. Okay, so I really thank you so much, and your crew as well.
I'm not cutting you short, but I heard you saying those who support you spiritually. Do you have some people who support you spiritually?
Yeah, when I say spiritually, every deed or every act that we portray out there, it has an effect spiritually. Okay, there are people who do not understand what astral substances is. Okay, anything that you do here, it has its own counterpart, spiritual. So you might not know what you are doing for me spiritually, but for me, I know anything that you do for me here, it has an effect spiritually. So when I use that word, that's what I meant by that. Okay, you see, first of all, I'm not an ordinary spiritual person, like the way people think. When a person is a spiritual person, he has to be powerful. When a person plucks leaves and stems and roots, he's qualified to be called a spiritualist. or if a person sit in the shrine, is qualified to be called a spiritualist, or if a person is a pastor, he qualified to be called a spiritualist. For me, my perspective about spirituality is far different from that. Okay, so I'm I'm a hermetic practitioner, okay, and as well as a hermetic master. When I say hermetic, it goes like this: hermetic. So our understanding of death is different from the other perspective, okay, and even when we come to um our tradition, what they understand when it comes to death is different from what it actually means. So death is a person who transcends from here to a different plane, okay, who living here either consciously or unconsciously, okay. So meditators, or witches, wizards, okay, they always die, okay, they always die and do what, and resurrect, okay. And we have the primal death. The primal death is a death that some people call it a natural death, that you die from here, you will not be able to do what, to come back here. So death simply means disconnecting from here to a different plane. So when one leaves here to a different plane, it means that person is dead. That person is dead, okay. So some people can disconnect from here to the other plane, but in pure spirituality, we don't call those people as a dead people, okay, because the connection from here to the other plane is not disconnected, so yet they are living.
Okay, so what triggered the disconnection?
You see, before we come to, okay, let me answer this before we go to the process of death. You see, human beings, we we are like a machine. We act like a machine, okay. So machine has its own expiring date. When this expiring date comes, no matter what, it will surely shut down, okay. And also during the process of the usage, okay, if you don't use it well, okay, it limits the the due, the time of that machine. Maybe if the white man composed this machine to maybe to live maybe 10 years, but lack of mismanagement is not going to, or misusage, it's not going to last for the 10 years, okay. It's just going to have like 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, then it disconnect. So as well as human beings, okay, we have a due that this mechanism has to live. So when you are not making good use of it and you are not giving it what it wants, definitely it's not going to last to that period. It will surely, along the line, it will surely disconnect. So anything can trigger death to happen, anything at all. Some people, their emotions, they are too emotional, very emotional, okay. So something can just happen, then it will cause the disconnection, then they will disconnect and go. Others too, they are so attached to some things. Some too, they are so attached to knacking, okay, like intercourse. During that, they overuse their energies, their strength, then it will just trigger the death just to happen. So it's not precise. It's not precise at all.
But personally, I've heard someone saying, "Come on, my time is due. I want to buy more time spiritually." Is it possible?
Very possible. I bought time for over 6 people before. Okay, one, it happened in Achimoda. Okay, this person, she's a lady. Okay, she was sick, she paralyzed, and the family came to me, and I prepared some concoction, herbal, in which she has to bath with it. So along the line, the process, if the person is going to leave, the medicine will tell you this person will leave, okay. The herbs, if that person would die, you will see it, okay, because during the preparation, the pot in which you are going to put the herbs to prepare, the pot will burst. So this person, the signs appeared that that person would die. So I had to borrow another years for her.
How was the process like? Because it's not ordinary.
You see, in this existence, okay, when you understand the law of giving, whatever you give, you take it back. You should know that the law of giving. Okay, when you give something to God or to the universe, you take it back abundantly. Great. So this person, her time was due. So what do you have to do? We have to borrow a time for her. So what we do is we will give enough to the universe. Then the universe will give that to us abundantly. Okay, so we've given sacrifice. When I say sacrifice, I don't mean the sacrifice of human beings, or I don't mean sacrifice of animals. Some people use animal for that, but I don't use animals. Okay, sacrifice can be a sweet words. Maybe someone is devastated, depressed, heading to his grave. You can give this person an inspirational word, and this person will come back to life. Do you know that? So you've given enough to the universe, so you can even use that to borrow time for that person who is about to die. Okay, so there is different ways of giving to the universe, and the universe will give you back life. Maybe some people are very starved, they nearly died, and you went in to rescue them by giving them foodstuffs. You've given enough. The universe will give you back what you've given to him. Okay, so we have a way of borrowing time from the universe. Okay, but you can't do that forever. It will come to a time the universe will tell you, it's okay, I'm not giving you anymore. It is time to go. It's okay, because you cannot live on earth forever. General.
So in plain words, like buying time for people to stay for a longer period isn't meant for anybody at all.
Yes, absolutely. There are people, their time was due, they didn't know. The universe has favored them with another time, but unconsciously they didn't know. So such people, if they come and it is time for them to go, and you want to borrow a new time for them, the universe will say it is okay. We've already given him enough time. It is okay. So you are not going to the universe will not going to grant your wish for that person. No, it's not going to happen that way.
But I've also heard people saying, oh, my great grandfather gave me a spiritual tablet and it's in my stomach. I will not die now. Yeah, I will live to a specific time. If I'm about to die, I will feel it.
Yes.
Is it possible?
True. Traditionally, yes. Those tablets or amulets, okay, they have energies that compresses the electromagnetic force that creates the death. Okay, so when one takes it within, it suppresses the limits, the time limits. It suppresses it and it prolongs it for some time. Okay, but in other words, you are trying to cheat nature. So the time that you spend here, okay, the nature is going to subtract that from your next time, your next years that you're going to spend. So you can't play smart.
What do you mean by next year, like reincarnated?
We are transcending. It's a transition of something, living here to a different plane, from that plane to a different plane. You had life here, you have a new life to other plane that you are going. You see, so in the other plane, if you have to live maybe 10 years or maybe 50 years, because you've lived 10 years here, you've borrowed 10 years from that life. So in the next life, you will live 40 years over there. Nature always need balance. It always create balance. So nothing more, nothing less. You should know that. When the time is due, you got to live naturally. Go. Don't be greedy. Don't be selfish. Just go. It's okay.
Okay, so back to the substantive question. I mean, the process of death.
You see, traditionally, there are many signs in which, if you see around someone, it tells you this person is ready to go. Maybe that person might not know. Number one, if maybe a person is not feeling well and you visit this sick person, just look direct to his forehead. I mean, the third eye region. Look at that place. Make sure you'll be looking at him direct to that place. Okay, maybe about 2, 3, 4 minutes. If that person is ready to go, he can look at you. You just take off his face. I'm telling you, if you see that sign, it tells you the person is ready to go. It's a sign. That is number one. Number two, I want to start with the sick people first. If someone is sick and you visit this person and you are sitting close to this person, okay, and you begin to feel so much heat coming from his body, heat, it tells you he's ready to go. Traditionally. Number three, if a person is sick and you visit this sick person and you go sitting close to the sick person and the sick person tells you, you go home, like he's trying to let you go, like go, don't worry, you go, he's trying to push you out, it tells you that he's ready to go. You understand what I'm saying? Sick people always want company. They always want people by them, by their side, to to accompany them with crack jokes and stuff. It's a medicinal to them. So if this sick person is telling you to go, he's telling you the time is due. In that he might not know, he or she might not know that what he or she is portraying, it shows that he's going to die. Okay. And some people too, because of their level of understanding the nature, when the time is due, they have signs, they get to know that it is time for them to die. Like my dad told me that he will be disconnecting he told me on Tuesday that he will die on Thursday, and he gave me exact time. My dad, okay, he told me.
Was he a spiritualist?
I didn't know my dad was powerful until he passed on. You understand what I'm saying? He lived in a noble life, simple life, a very green life. We didn't know who he was. So he told me that on Tuesday he said he would die on Thursday in the morning, 10:30 a.m. And exact that time my dad passed on. You see? So there was a sign that he saw that made him to know that he's going to go. You understand what I'm saying? It's a process of death. And also, if you meet a person and that person is not a sick person, maybe it's very healthy, okay, and you meet this person and this person, maybe you're having a conversation and this person is so excited now, and he is acting weird, he's acting differently, unlike the habit that you know of. Okay, he's acting different, like opposite of what you know of. Okay, it tells you he will not keep long, he will go. It's a sign, but he might not know, because before one disconnect from here to the other plane, his family, his people over there, they will be giving him a signal, and that signal will show within him. So the wise men, the wise people, when they see him, they know this person is is on the way going back to his people or her people. Okay, but you might not know. Okay, so the process, the main process before a person would disconnect, I call death disconnection. Okay, because we are not dying, like dying, you die, you are no more. No, the body has to do what? Has to pass through process. The physical body has to pass through process. The mental body has to pass through process. The astral body, which is the etheric body, has to pass through process. The angelic body has to pass through process. The celestial body has to pass through process. Spiritual body through process. So when one of these bodies is not able to pass the process and the other one were able to disconnect, this person still lives. He still lives. So these are some of the things that we call them to be ghosts. we call them spirits. They can appear and disappear. They can, they can appear wherever they want to appear, because they are no more living in the physical realm. They are no more living with the physical body. That creates the limitation for them, that create the limits, that create the attachment for them. They are living in a different body who is not more familiar with the physical realm, and that body is more smarter, and that body is more faster, and that body is more spiritual, let's take it that way, than this physical body. So he can appear and disappear wherever he might find himself. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So the process is like this. Before a person dies physically, okay, he begins to die gradually. You will not die at a time. Death take place since you were born. Okay, the more you are growing, the cells begins to die gradually. The physical cells. When the physical cells died, maybe a person dies today, okay, 2 years before the death happens, that person, the physical body of that person is already dead. 2 to 3 years, the physical body of that person was already dead. So now what happened? After the physical body is dead, the other body has to do what? Take place of the death. So they will also, the connection from the other bodies to this physical body will begin to disconnect gradually. That is where some people, because of the feebleness, the body is too feeble, so you will see that they will begin to feel sick. Today here, tomorrow that place. No, it's the disconnection of the other bodies. So definitely, when the other body is about to disconnect, you have a signs that will tell you something is not right. Some people, they will begin to feel nervousness all the time. They are nervous. They don't know what is happening. They are nervous. They don't know what is happening to them. Okay, some people, they begin to have nightmare. They don't know what is happening to them. Some people, they begin to lose their properties. They don't know what is happening to them. Some people, they will begin to lose their loved ones. They don't know what is happening to them. Some people, they begin to have crisis in their marriage. They don't know what is happening to them. Some people, they begin to have a chronic headache. It is signs. You don't know what is happening. Okay, something very horrible just happened at a prompt time without knowing the cause of it. So you will just hear the person is gone. So death take process. Okay, natural death, it take process gradually. The most dangerous one is a person dies unnatural. It's very dangerous.
Like I was even about to ask this question. What of those who were killed spiritually?
That's unnatural death. It's very dangerous. We call some of them vampires. 99% of those dead people are what we call today the saints, are what we call today the jinns, are what we call today the dwarfs, are what we call today the ghosts. Some of them are very aggressive because they were killed miserably. Okay, so in Hermetic we call them dark satellites. Okay, so these people, they lived with us before, and the disconnection happened unnaturally. So the vibration still remains there. The body was not feeble. They didn't pass through old age. The body was not feeble before they disconnected. So definitely the rigidness, the energies, the vibration still remains there. So such people, they are very terrible. They are very dangerous. So if you are a type of person who normally do invocation, you can invoke spirit, and these people will come and replace that spirit, because you don't have much idea. You don't have much knowledge when it comes to mediumship. You don't have any idea, so you don't have the profiles of the spirit, even the spirit you are invoking. So if another being come in the picture, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't be able to identify who was that being, or who is this being. You may think he is the spirit, because this spirit was killed. This person was killed He didn't die naturally. Okay, there is kind of aggressiveness within. There is aggression in him or her. So that is when they will ask you, we need human blood for this, because the aggression is there. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Sure.
So any rituals that they will teach you to do, it goes with human blood. So we call them vampires. They suck blood. We need human parts. We need human. They know that they are liars. They know. So such spirits, for me, you can't come and fool in my presence. You can't, because I know you are a liar. You understand what I'm saying? So natural death is what we need. Some people, they died unnaturally because of their karmic tendencies, their past karmic tendencies. They have karmic debt and stuff. They killed some people in their previous life. They need to be killed here. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very important to seek or to look for a diviner to do a divination for you. If you have a karmic debt, maybe you killed somebody before, then you need to pay the debt before you die. If not, somebody will kill you. You will die on natural death to pay the debt. If you have, excuse my language, if you have sexed somebody's wife before in the previous life, somebody will fuck your wife here to pay the debt. You understand what I'm saying? So if you know how to package yourself, I'm telling you, your death process will be more natural and you will die naturally. There are people, I heard of a certain man's death. I was very happy. People die and people cry, but for me, I was laughing. I was happy of his death because he didn't feel sick. This man was healthy. He was okay. He was okay. I mean, okay. The next day, he's gone. Isn't that beautiful?
Very, very beautiful.
Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. But nowadays we abuse the laws of the universe. So we abuse the laws that governs our system. So when we abuse the laws, definitely our death will be miserable, or death will be horrible. Then time when a child dies, maybe 20 years of age, 18 years of age, it becomes a problem. It becomes a story. It becomes a topic. People, our forefathers, they will begin to do divination, asking the gods what happened.
It even trends.
It trends. What happened? Because it's not a common thing that an adult or adolescent child will just die. 18 years, 17 years, but now it's common. You understand what I'm saying?
Lord Zilla.
Yes, it's common. People are dying because the process of death, we don't prepare ourselves towards the process of death. As I'm sitting here, I'm dying. I know the process that I'm taking now. So I will not do anything. I will not mismanage the process in either to cause the last end, it will be more painful and horrible for me. So if you don't know the process of your death, my process of death is different from yours. You should know this. So if you don't know the process of your death, definitely you abuse it. While abusing it, you are causing pain for that process indirectly, without knowing. So when the last time comes, then it becomes what? A problem. If not, death is a blessing. We should celebrate it.
Wow, he is Lord Zilla, and I mean, solid education. The convo is a solid education. Zilla, prior to this interview, you deliberately told me you want to introduce a book.
Yes.
Where is the book?
You see, this book is for we the Hermetic, the Light of Egypt. This is the volume 1 and 2. Okay,
Combined.
it's combined. Okay, that's the name, Thomas H. Bagwine. Okay, this book has compiled the secret of the entire universe. This book, all the religions, the religious bodies, is in this book. All the spiritual knowledge that you seek is in this book. All the helps knowledge that you seek is in this book. All the signs, the mysteries that you are looking for is in this book. I'm telling you. The Light of Egypt.
The Light of Egypt.
Yes.
The Science of the Soul and the Stars. Volume 1 and 2. Thomas
H.
Bhagwan.
Okay? So this is our master. The Thomas H. Bhagwan is our master. Is my master.
Is he an Egyptian?
No, he's an American. But he died long ago, almost 600 years ago. So the man wrote this book, the first edition, I mean the volume 1. So he was writing the volume 2 when the body was ready to disconnect. He was only 33 years old, like Jesus. So the man knew the process has ended. When you are processing something, it will surely end. So he knew that the process of the body has done what? Has ended. So he had to disconnect. So he deliberately disconnected from the physical body. So when he passed on, he contacts his first disciple. He has contacted his first disciple, and he instructed the first disciple to write the volume.
What he couldn't.
Yes, the volume 2. I'm telling you. Okay? And also, you see, this book, you see, becoming what? Supernatural. Okay? This book is by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's a very powerful book. When you read this book, you know our concept. We the Hermetics, you know our concept. You know what we are trying to portray out. You know what we are trying to teach. We always want people to become gods, not to become slaves. We want people to understand what death simply means. But people are now afraid of death. If you are a religious person, you know, if you don't die, you will not go to paradise. You will not go to heaven. So why are you scared of death? So it means indirectly death is what? It's a key to what? To your heaven. So die now. So we teach you to die physically. We teach you to be a dead man walking. To be conscious of your death, of the process of your death. When the time is due, you are already aware of it. You just say, hey, Lord Zilla, hey, my wife, I'm going tomorrow. Bye bye. Then you go. But isn't it more shameful and ignorant and painful that as we are talking right now, the next 2 seconds, next 2 minutes, next 3 minutes, what is going to happen? Some of us are not aware. Are you not living in a remotive life? Yes.
We call it mysterious world.
Yes, because you shouldn't be mysterious. You shouldn't. Because we put it out there. We put the word. We are the lawmakers. We are the gods and the, you understand, and the goddesses. So why? Why? I once asked a religious person. He said, God created everything. I said, yes, I agree with you. God created everything. But before everything, what did God use to create that everything? Where was those things? You understand what I'm saying? Right now, if a carpenter constructed a sofa, I mean a chair, he used wood, nails and stuffs, isn't? So where did he pick it up? Pick those things from?
He bought it.
So God created us. Those days, those time, there was no earth, sun, everything. He used the mud to create human beings, Adam and Eve. So where was that mud? It means the mud was what? Was there before Adam, right? So what did God use to create the mud? He couldn't answer. Definitely God must have used something to create the mud. So what was that? And he said the word. And I said word has what? A sound. Right now what we are saying now, it has a sound. A sound has a vibration, isn't? So once a sound has a vibration, it has a physical what? Particles.
Zilla, your final message to the people.
My final message is lack of knowledge. My people perish. Africa, we have a lot to do, and we have a lot. We have so much wisdom, we have so much spirituality. We don't need to adapt some certain things to become a burden in our lives. You understand what I'm saying? I pity Africa, I pity my people. These are some of the reasons why sometimes I don't even want to be called as an African. Do you know why? Because if I look around the atmosphere, what we have around us, and we are not benefiting from what we have. We have bauxite, we have timber, we have cocoa, we have gold, we have diamond, we have silver, everything, but yet we are perishing. We don't make good use of it.
So then try help change the narrative. Time will tell.
Time will tell. So we should try and embrace ours, respect ours, cherish ours, and make good use of it. We shouldn't be sabotaging each other. Right now, what I'm saying right now, someone will just come on your comment section, fool. You understand? Why are you talking like a madman?
Does it worry you?
It doesn't. It makes me happy. Do you know why? When somebody is making fool of himself, it makes me feel that I have a lot to do, because I'm out to change you. So it makes me know where I have loopholes. So if you just type fool, then I know you are the fool. So I need to do what? I need to train you, to groom you to become a better person.
Will I be wrong if I call you Hermetic Master?
I am, because I have students. I am.
So I'm not wrong.
You are not, because I have students. I have online classes that I teach. We normally do the teachings on Zoom meeting. Okay, I have students, so I teach, but it's for free. Okay.
So how can one join your class?
If you want to join my class, then you have to delete assumptions. Do not bring garbage. No, just be clear mind. Be a seeker. Okay. If you have any belief system, okay, be with your belief system, but make sure be a seeker. Okay. Joining my class is for free. You can follow me on Seeker of Truth on Facebook. You can just contact my number, call one of the you called my number, okay, 02414 call me, I'll give you the link to join. It's free.
Medisiki, before all due respect, subscribe to television CK. Now send this if you are broaching me, obey you to tap send promo code there, so you see a TV CK now them. Thank you once again, Zilla.
You're welcome.
All right, shall we?